Hi, this is Mike Crow, and I run a home inspection business. In fact, I've run a couple of home inspection businesses. The true joy for me, though, has been helping literally thousands of home inspectors build really solid home inspection businesses as well. We can help a single-man operation be able to do over $300,000 a year, maybe all the way up to $400,000 a year as a single inspector operation. Even better for me is the 80-plus companies that we have helped be able to build million-dollar home inspection businesses. I would like to help you be able to do the same thing.
This is the last segment of Mike's thoughts on the 7 levels of communication. We hope you enjoy it.
This is one of those great things he said in here. He said, how did you know your wife was the right person? And it's one of these lines in here. He said, I've heard other men say this, but it doesn't make it less true for me. She makes me want to be a better man. And I underlined that because I thought it was so cool. Susan told me I was Superman, and then she helped me believe it. That was what I said in the introduction in my book, okay? A spade is good for digging up weeds, but you don't want to use it to scoop ice cream. What he's talking about here is quit trying to use email to do a phone call, okay? So he lost a big deal because he should have made a phone call, but he sent an email. And it's on page 115 where I wrote face-to-face in the middle of the page. And it's like people, the younger generation, want to text instead of, make a phone call. And then so he sent a magical email. The email is to inform, confirm, or get people on the phone. I tell people all the time that your business card and your brochure has one purpose and one purpose only. Leo, do you know what that is? Your brochure and business card is one purpose only. Bingo. God, you're good, man. I'm impressed you got that. But the same thing with, other things is basically with emails and other stuff, it's all to get people to the phone, all right? And then it talks about, I love how it goes into all the way over to page 119. In the middle of the page, it says, building your online community. And this is one of the biggest things that we've been working on this last year since the pandemic and everything, is building our online community, which, by the way, we're getting better and better at. On page 120, I wrote this in the side column, and I want to make sure you see this, okay? So the question is, who can I refer to you, okay? Who can I refer to you, or do you know that needs real estate services? So when you're talking to somebody, you have that. And then, of course, online versus offline. It's just that what you do online will only be as effective as what you do offline. So I want to make sure I say this. Our online community has grown and grown, but it would not be anything if it weren't for what we did offline, okay? It wouldn't mean anything if we didn't deliver a good inspection, if we didn't deliver a good report, if we didn't deliver and do what we said we would do, okay? And so there's that. Man, I marked up this almost whole page of 121. At the top it starts, and it's the second page. It says, a plan to use it to increase your phone calls to cross-sell and confirm your one-on-one appointments. And so cross-sell, yes, that's when two people sell each other rather than themselves. You would email a positive message to Michelle, your buyer client, and Michelle would send a positive email to the same client. The cross-selling is 10 times more powerful than you telling your client how great you are. Remember to blind copy the person you are cross-selling in the email. You can also do it with social media sites and so forth. So here's one of my biggest secrets that I don't tell anybody about. When I send a note to Amber, I BCC Jonathan sometimes, because I want him to know I communicated to her. But I don't want her to feel the pressure of Jonathan necessarily having seen it as well. But I want him to know something I did because I don't want to step on his toes. And sometimes I'm complimenting her, but I want him to know, okay? And so that's very powerful. And so he talks about that. And he talks about the guaranteed response email. At the bottom of this, 20 Bs get the GRE, as he calls it, the guaranteed response email. And he talks about that, and then he puts the email here so that you can see it. Very simple, at the bottom of the next page. So the line goes, I have a few quick questions for you. Hope all is well. Wanted to touch base. I have a couple of specific questions for you. Could you please call me at your earliest free moment? It's not an emergency, but when you have a second, please give me a call. I promise I'll only take a minute or two of your time in advance. And then he talks about how to ask them, will you refer me, and the different things. Last chapter here that I really want to go into, number 9, is the transformation. The guy goes, man, I am so busy. I just don't know how to, I really wish there were more, wish there were more hours in the day. I just don't have enough time to get anything done. And I wrote the word finally, and I circled it here. Finally. And by the way, it's way too late. Sounds like it's time to hire an assistant. Really? No, it's way too late. Okay? You should have hired that marketing person at 200. Part-time at least. You should have hired that client coordinator at 300. You should have hired that other inspector at 400. Okay? But people wait until, and then they want to train an inspector to be out there that year, and they want to train them in March, April, May. They hire the guy, and then it takes 6 months to train him. So in March, April, May, June, July, August, September, we finally train the guy, and it's September, and now we go into wintertime. Okay? And unless you can carry him financially through wintertime, that's a challenge, okay? And so you got to be ready for that. And I even drew the little circle down here and I wrote amps so I could reaffirm with you. That's the difference between what this book's teaching you and what I'm teaching you as a business owner. This book is teaching you how to be the best you can possibly be as a single man operation. And it's a great book in that, all of that. I just have much higher vision for you guys, okay? Much higher vision, okay? Whether it's hiring an assistant. Do you know what the formula is, Greg, for an Ironman? Okay, so it's 1A plus 1B plus 1. This is you plus a full-time assistant plus somebody answering the phones plus a backup call center plus a marketing person, okay? That guy will make $300,000 to $400,000 a year. And by the way, if you hire the right person to be an assistant, he becomes the next inspector at some point, okay? But you do have to hire the right guy. And then I love this page, 129, each one teach one. Krista added 2 words to my 4 words that I help people help themselves. Krista added 2 words. Chris, what are they? And others. And that's why I love these guys, because they're willing to help you guys and other people become successful as well. There's a couple little more things. And by the way, it's a love story. He gets married to the girl in the end and all that good stuff. And there's a great little glossary of terms here that helps to do some stuff. Affirmations, ambassadors, A+ level contact. I'd call those mavens, okay? And ambassador development system appreciations. Are you the chosen one script? There's the script right there. Blessings book, board of advisors, champions, or A-level people. Those are also mavens, so just so you know. Communication plans, communication pyramid, the community, connectors, the 7 steps to connecting with connectors, okay? So there's all of these things here, family and friends and different parts of that. So I love the fact that he put, I don't think the original book had this glossary of terms in there. So I'm glad to see this in there. So there's the pre-level ritual and the other things in there as well.